I hear automobiles. Cool. Hey.
Howdy.
Does it end up here soon?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep going along with.
I thought I seen an exit going down by the apartments there.
Yeah. Where'd you park at?
I'm parked at Walmart.
Oh.
Say more mile?
Huh?
A mile to the end?
Well, it goes this way. You don't want to go that way. Walmart's over this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a green bridge up here. I backtrack.
Uh-huh.
I park up Hill Gardner over here.
Uh-huh. So there's a green bridge over here, but is there an exit to go down to here?
There might be. Yeah. Yeah, just follow the rock. It's real rocky there.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
You'll find your way.
Oh Christ. You hear automobiles. Cool. Hey.
Howdy.
Does it end up here soon?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep going along with
I thought I seen an exit going down by the apartments there.
Yeah. Where'd you park at?
I'm parked at Walmart.
Oh.
Say more mile?
Huh?
A mile to the end?
Well, it goes this way. You don't want to go that way. Walmart's over this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a green bridge up here. I backtrack.
Uh-huh.
I parked up Hill Gardner over here.
Uh-huh. So there's a green bridge over here, but is there an exit to go down to here?
There might be. Yeah. Yeah, just follow the rock. It's real rocky there.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
You'll find your way on that.
Oh Christ. Hello? Hi. Right? Yes. Yeah, a couple of 35 years. Not the second. How many? Do you have a house or exterior? How many square feet? Yeah, how many square foot house is it? Okay, and so it's probably single story. So it's $750 and you buy the paint. I get either 15% off at Home Depot. I got a pro account there, and there's a $200 deposit when I start. It usually takes about a day. I do 2 colors, and that's about it. Yeah, the fascia board. Yeah, what do you mean by it needs work done, or? Oh yeah, you know what I do is I don't do anything like that. I don't caulk first. I don't scrape first, especially on fascias. Okay. Can you hear me now? I'm on a hike in Prescott, and we just went through the mountains, so. No, this is fine. So what I do, I scrape afterwards, pretty much, like up on the boards, because I got to go up there and spray it, and I'm only 6 inches away. So as I go along, if it needs scraping, then I scrape it, you know. But I'm not going to tell you I'm going to scrape the whole thing, you know, if it doesn't need it. So I do it as is, you know, as needed, down on the ground where the water maybe touches the cement, you know, bounces back up, stuff like that. No, that's a really bad idea. No, you pressure washing, A, the water doesn't dry, B, in the stucco, B, it doesn't dry in the wood, especially when you're hammering up there in the fascia trying to get a cobweb off, and you're shooting 2 tons of PSI of water inside those cracks. That's why you always see wood scraping, you understand, because water goes through the paint into the wood and then evaporates. That's how paint and water works. So and then second reason would be if you got any cracks in it, you're just shooting a bunch of water right inside your house. That's going to stay wet. That's going to turn to mold. And then the third thing is, usually underneath where you come out of the house, there's like stucco up on top, you know, where your light is, or in the back area, like a patio area. That usually they use inside drywall. So if you go hammering that with water, about 6 months to a year, that stuff starts coming off in sheets. You know, it separates it. So you know, honestly, you could barely get stuff off. You can get more off with the broom than you can with the pressure washer. Honestly, if you took your car and it got dirty, you take it down a dirt road, go to a pressure washer, a car wash. Pressure wash your car. Don't use a rag, just pressure wash. You pressure wash until you think it's really good. Go out for a drive, I guarantee it. When that thing dries, you'll see all sorts of dirt there. You know, so you know, I'd make money if I was to pressure wash. I could make more money. Let's put it that way. But it just it's a bad idea all the way around. You know. So a lot of people think, yeah, it's the end of all. So, you know, that's your call. If you pressure wash it, that's up to you, you know. But don't come knocking on my door when it comes off in 6 months, you know. So, like I say, I've done a lot of jobs. I've argued with people and almost not done the jobs, and turned around and I looked at their neighbors and they got big old patches in the middle of the side of the house where there's no reason why that big old section would come off unless it was wet, you know, condensation or something like that. And then I go to this windowsill and I scrape off, and the wood's wet right there, you know. So I said, this is why I don't pressure wash, you know. And he finally got it. But again, that's up to you guys. I don't do it, but yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of people, even I did, you know, I used to do pressure washing in Indiana and did siding, you know, and I could do half of the side with the pressure washing, you could still see the dirt, and then I'd do the other side with the pole and a rag on the end of it with like a little squeegee thing, and it was like 5 shades lighter, you know. It's the same as doing your car. If you don't use a rag, you don't use something to wipe it off with, you ain't doing anything. And there is another point. You're taking off your stucco. You're using two tons of PSI, and that's literally damaging, that's ripping the stucco off. I guarantee if you go out there with a cloth glove and scrape it just along with your hand, you'll see that the stucco comes off just by rubbing your hand on it. You can imagine what all that pressure from a pressure wash would do. Yeah, I usually do bodies one color and the fascias another color, or pop-outs, whatever. And then I could do the garage door if it's one of those colors too. Garage door. Yeah, that's not a problem. But when we start getting into front doors, back doors, French doors, you know, it takes me longer to. I don't tape anything. I'm that good. I can use these shields and go around and then clean the windows right afterwards. It comes out a lot better, and you got clean windows after it's done too. So if you look at any of my pictures, you'll see none of them taped. I says if you look at any of my pictures, you won't see anything, all the windows taped. You won't see the windows taped because I use metal shields and go around it. See, tape doesn't always stick either, you know. So you can tape a window or a screen or something like that and hit it with a, mine gives out two, no, I got they're like 3-foot long metal shields, and they're, you follow what I'm saying, and I put that along the edge, and you get a straighter line, because you're dealing with porous surfaces like stucco and whatnot, you know, and that's not an exact line kind of thing. So, you know, when you spray it with the shield, you got one straight line, and as you're spraying it, it just comes out a better line. I said it comes out a better line. I'm trying to get off the road here a little bit. So, when are you wanting this done? Oh. Well, the problem is I'm in Prescott right now. I'm going to be moving to Bullhead, so this, you know, I'm in Prescott, and I'm going to be moving to Bullhead City here pretty soon, because I do most of my jobs up there. So if you want to do it like this weekend, I can knock $50 off, and but if you want to wait a couple months, it'd be $750, and I'd have to try to line something else up with it, because it's like a 300-mile drive there. You know, so but I do a lot of jobs in Lake Havasu, Mojave, Kingman, you know, Parker and stuff like that. So I'm gonna move up there, and Bullhead City is right in the middle of all that stuff. So yeah, so yeah, like I say, do you have a pen? 480-263-0216, and you go to the contractor's desk and pay for it there, because a lot of times when you try to check out through the express thing, they skip it or screw something up, so it's a lot easier to go to the contractor's desk when you pay for it. And you're going to need, say it's 1300, usually it works out a gallon for every 100 square feet, so you'd need 13 gallons. So really you need like 15 gallons, maybe 3 gallons of trim. You know, do you have any different color around the windows or anything like that, pop outs? Just around the garage. Okay, yeah, I would, you know, and sometimes by the time you buy 3 gallons, you can buy 5 gallons, you know. And if you're going to do the garage door, that, you know, you might want to get 5 gallons of the trim instead of 3. So yeah, 100, well, not really. I just, yeah, it usually works out for every 100 feet it's a gallon. So 100 square feet. Like if it was a 2100 square foot house, it'd be 21 gallons or 20 gallons, and go from there. So yeah, you need, like, if you want to start out with 10 and then maybe go back for a second trip if we need it, but again,